What motivates you? What inspires you? Because after a while, you do this for 15 years, right? There comes a point like, this is just a routine. You need a challenge. Like, what's that drive?
Yeah.
What keeps you going even where you are today?
Yeah. So, again, I continue to be, when I'm in the Seattle area, which we are most of the year, I'm down on the floor with our team in Puyallup, and probably there at least 3, if not 4 days, a week. I pick up various projects and will lead initiatives within the organization based on what we assess as owners, our places. So a lot of that time today, and we're all pretty engaged in this as owners, but our capital markets function is something that we brought in-house in the last year. We have a really skilled team, inclusive of a structured finance lawyer, as well as a co-president now of the company that runs capital markets. So they are daily engaged with our capital partners, existing and new, and filling the funnel with more capital, because fuel to our business is new capital. And we're always growing, or, knock on wood, we've historically been growing. So as soon as we onboard, 250 to 500 million in a new partner, we're immediately on to the next, because we know we'll consume that capital in the next couple of months and need more. So heavily invested there, heavily invested in working with alongside my partner and CEO, Rob, working with our key leadership team. So we're engaged multiple times a week with various groups that's kind of our C-suite outside the two of us. We have 2 co-presidents, we have a chief revenue officer, we have a CTO, and we're building bench strength kind of laterally in the organization, preparing for not where we are today, which of course we already need to be prepared for, but where we see the business, 12, 18, 24 months from now. Because again, we are keen on, within reason, investing into, this is where we're going. Let's not wait till we get there to try to find the right person. And depending on what position you're talking about, those can be long processes, right, to get. And then again, I'll pick up specific projects around loan products, and I directly manage, well, up until just recently, the sales end of the organization, as well as anything that we call in our special assets group. So project related stuff keeps me really engaged day to day in the business. High level engagement with specifically Rob Trent, our CEO, and our C-suite of executives happens every day, every week. But to your question of what really motivates me is seeing what we're capable of. Our vision is the right vision. And I think our mission and the significance, I don't have some altruistic goal like we're going to rescue the world from the banking sector, because again, that starts with some assumption that I'm saying the bank, and it really isn't. It's just the regulated, when we all have our money at an institution and it's federally insured, there should be tight regulation as to how they lend that. We are just coming out of a season that I actually think will now last another couple of years, where we got this regional bank shock 90 days, 120 days ago. That certainly wasn't on my radar. I had no idea that they had the ability and were susceptible to mismatching the term and yield of an investment with near-term deposit run risk, right? I'm not sure they were even fully aware, right? 10 years ago, you would not have had a run on a bank like you did on SVB, which happened literally in a weekend because of these. Right? Jump on Twitter, everyone's doing it, suck 40, $50 billion out of the bank. Well, how do you meet those deposits if you don't have them? You sell assets. When your assets are 3% mortgages that don't mature for another 26 years, you got to sell them at a discount to meet the yield, cost them $2 billion, and a week later that bank's out of business, right? And so banks should be regulated. I think they'll overdo it most likely and probably further constrain our regional banks. And so when I say our vision is right, we need in this nation to have a very robust, scaled, not just builders capital, total marketplace. Because if we aren't careful, and national home builders, which again, I don't have anything against, they're just not our customer, we're going to find ourselves in a nation of 5 massive public builders. And our choices, Sam, when we go out to a community to buy a house, is going to be one of 14 different plan types from 4 different national builders, right? And God bless them, they fill a massive need of housing in this market. But thank goodness for regional, bespoke, unique build. Maybe it takes a little longer, maybe it's a little bit more expensive, but your most extraordinary housing, from the efficient and small and appropriate for first timers all the way up to your luxury product. There's a really important sector there filled by our regional builders, and we need to support them.
If you enjoyed this video, please share it. To make sure you never miss an episode, please subscribe.